And welcome back. We want to talk to the old pros, Al Glover and Gila Zalan, about some interesting shows coming up and kind of an interesting idea. Marvel Comics has done it, DC Comics has done it. Now the old pros are taking some comics and turning them into shows, right?
That's correct.
Welcome to the show. Well, tell us a little bit about the concept behind it and how it all started.
Well, the concept behind it, Gila wanted to do Thurber's Fables, James Thurber's Fables, and I wanted to do some of Pfeiffer's People. And so what we did, we got together, and Gila, who is an outstanding writer, by the way, did all the research and pulled together all the dialogue for James Thurber and Jules Pfeiffer, who will be on stage during the production, to weave the whole thing together. And it's interspersed with scenes from Thurber's Fables and Pfeiffer's People.
Okay. Now, what's the challenge, I guess? One of my questions I would have is, like, with Marvel, you know, in the comics that you see, the vividness is in the artistry and the cartoons themselves. How is it? Did you find a challenge to kind of translate that to a live performance?
It is in this case, it's in the writing.
Okay.
So if you, yes, it doesn't even have to be translated. It is in itself a live performance. Even though both James Thurber and Jules Pfeiffer were cartoonists, basically, that's what they had in common.
Right.
Their cartoons are very different.
They're more sophisticated.
Sure.
Yeah. And it's not, you know, it's not for kids. It's really
There's no big wham, bang, pow, zap. There's none of that. It's more subtle.
Right. But when people at the stage shows like Annie or something like that, or things like that have come to life, right? They try to like have that kind of the homage, at least, to the animation or the artistry that was part of that. You know, that was my thought in terms of that.
Well, in this situation, both James Thurber and Jules Pfeiffer used their cartoons to bring across their message that they wanted to bring across in the actual dialogues of our production.
Now, Gila, you've done some extensive research in this area, and you have a book that you've...
I just thought it would be fun. This is James Thurber's Fables for Our Time, and it actually was a Broadway play.
Oh, okay.
Jules Pfeiffer had some plays on Broadway too. And the reason we're doing it is because it is basically for people who are interested in theater. Mm-hmm. So here we have some people who did things for theater, who wrote for magazines, who did cartoons, who had movies, done based on their stories, including, I don't know if you know The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
So that was written by Jules Pfeiffer.
Okay.
And so Danny Kaye, wow, made him famous. Right.
Right. And now you look like you've had that book for a while. It sounds like you've been a fan for a while, right?
Oh, yeah, but this was my aunt's before it was mine.
Wow.
So, yeah, it went down. Yes, I love James Thurber.
So, Al, when you decided to bring this to stage, what were some of the first steps you guys took in terms of like, okay, we're gonna bring this as a performance? What were the first thoughts in mind?
The first thoughts in mind is to turn it over to Gila.
to
do the actual preparation of the script and stuff. While she was doing that, we were actually getting ready to do the auditions and stuff, and we wanted to get together a troupe of actors rather than because there's too many parts. Okay, the different scenes. So we have a troupe of actors who are performing, and they never change roles between the Fables and the Pfeiffer's People scenes.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
But getting that together was the first thing.
Yeah, and I do have to add one other thing.
Please do.
And that is, we have actually, in the spirit of Halloween, which is coming up in a few weeks, we have actually invited the ghost of James Thurber to join us and tell us a little bit about himself.
Okay.
And Jules Pfeiffer, at the age of 94, is still around, and though he wrote his last book, he still is doing other things and interviewing and so on. And so we're going to have James Thurber and Jules Pfeiffer meet each other for the first time in their lives and deaths.
Okay. Now, you guys set up the stage for the people to be able to see and enjoy this. It's kind of a different setup than you usually do as well,
It's a little
right?
bit of a unique setup for what we're doing. In Clubhouse 7, they have the small stage, and that's basically one of our acting areas for this show. So we had the stage, and then we had the floor in front of it. And the audience will be seated in a semicircle all the way around the room, so they will see the action performed both on stage and in front of them on the floor.
Okay. And tickets, how do people get their time? Let's make sure we know all that.
Members are free, guests are $5 each. Doors open at 6:30 next Wednesday at Clubhouse 7. The performance starts at 7 p.m.
For folks who are not familiar with these performances and they're going to go into it blind, what should they expect?
I think for this one, they should expect a bit of introspection, a bit of soul searching, and a lot of fun and laughter.
Yes.
Okay.
You must put in the humor,
Right.
because without humor, these two would not be here.
And what do you hope people come away with in the end?
I simply hope they come away with having experienced a great evening at the theater. I mean, that's the most we can actually hope for.
Yeah, we really do want to present theater to our public, and we would like to expand the experience. So, you know, people who are not members of our club are definitely welcome to enjoy the experience with us, be part of us.
Okay. Gila and Al, appreciate you guys coming in. Really sounds great. It's going to be Wednesday, 7 p.m., Clubhouse 7. Old Pro members are free. A little plug in for the Old Pros, get that membership going. And guests are going to be $5.
Doors open at 6:30.
Doors open at 6:30. We'll be there. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate that.
Okay.
When you come back, we're going to preview a movie for us. Stay with us.